सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ஐந்து கரத்தனை யானை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பெறை போலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞானக் கொழுந்தனை புந்தியில் வைத்தேடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. The ultimate goal of this is this Rudram should spread to everybody, because we lost this treasure due to many reasons. Each and every one in India should be chanting this. Why? Because this is the only way to get rid of all the violence, all the problems. First, in your own life, all the dukkha. In Patanjali, you will say, Heyam dukkham anagatam. Prevent the suffering that has not come yet. Dukkham anagatam, that has not come yet. Heyam. Prevent that suffering that has not come yet. Preventive maintenance. So how do you do that? Rudram. So in your own life, you will avoid extreme sufferings if you chant this, because due to karmic burdens, karmic reasons, due to prarabdha, if you have to go through some karmas, there is nothing like Rudram that will help you to pass through that easily. And then not only you help yourself, not only help your family, but Yatra yatra rudra adhyaya vasate grame piva nagare piva. Whether a rudra adhyayi lives in a village or a town or in a city, there the negativity goes down. I'm not saying the scriptures say this. The negativity reduces. You're not only helping yourself, but you're helping your village, your town, your city, your country, and the world. That's what I said last time. Nothing like Rudram works for world peace. So that's why in our tradition, we used to have Ekadasa Rudra Parayanam, then we used to have Atirudram, we used to have Maharudram, then we used to have Atirudram, all these big events. Unfortunately, we cannot host all this because that costs a lot of money. But if each and every one of you start chanting from where you are, that is thousands of Atirudram. That's crores of Maharudram. So, cannot overemphasize this. This one word you have to remember, like I said in the video. What is the word? Shruti. The Vedas are described as Shruti. Shruti, Smriti, Purananam. Why it is Shruti? Because it's heard. Heard from where? Heard from his guru, from the Rishi. But where did he get it from? Good question, right? Where did he get it from? Where did the Rishi get it from? And the Vedas give us a beautiful answer. What is that? Riksho akshare e parame e vyoman yasmin deva adhivishve e nisheduho yastan na veda kimricha karishyati. Where did the Rishi get it from? The Rishi got it from Shuddha Chetana. Shuddha Chetana, his field of pure consciousness, his field of God consciousness, the field of Samadhi. So how did he get there? It's not like swimming. He did penance and he went over inside. You know, like Patanjali says, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, all the turbulence of the mind is gone. Tatha drishtaha surupe avasthanam. So he was in his surupam. That is his real self. That is the real self for all of us. When all this turbulence of your mind and the tsunami and the hurricane and the cyclones and all subside, and the ocean is calm at the depth, that's you. That's your surupam. Shivam Shantam Chaturtham Advaitam Anyante. That Shivam is not out there, it's in you. Chaturtham, in you is a fourth state of consciousness. What is that fourth state of consciousness? We have waking, dreaming, sleeping. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Beyond all this, we have Turiya Chetana. What is the Turiya Chetana? Which witnesses all these three states. That you're awake, you're sleeping, and you're dreaming. Somebody is watching all this. Why do I say this? You all know that. When you had a good sleep, morning you say, I had a very good sleep. How did you know? If your awareness, listen to this, if your awareness was turned off at 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. whenever you go to bed, if it was turned off whenever you went to bed, and if awareness was switched back on when you wake up in the morning 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., so it was turned off between 10 and 5. How would you know what happened between 10 and 5? You would not know. But we do know what happened between 10 and 5. What kind of dream we had, where did we go, what did we do, who was chasing us, the tiger, your boss was chasing you like a tiger in your dream. But we do know if you had, what kind of dream you had, how deep was your sleep, right? And or how restless you were. All this we know. How did we know? And besides, in the dream, you're watching yourself. So who is in the dream that is you, and who is that that's watching that person? Both are. You are there and you're watching it. So that's your fourth state of consciousness. Shivam, Shantam, Chaturtham, Advaitam. There's no duality there. Manyante, all these great ones agree upon that, accept that. And who is that? Saha Atma Savijnaya. This is a Upanishadic statement. Saha Atma Savijnaya. That's your Atma. Who is that? Shivam. Savijnaya. Know that fourth state of consciousness to be your soul. And that is nothing but Shiva. That's how Tulsidas Ji describes. Tulsidas Ji, who wrote Tulsi Ramayan, Awadh language, which was a language of the village people, because Valmiki Ramayan was such in high Sanskrit, not everybody could read it. So Tulsidas Ji did the Ramayan in Awadh language, a villager could read. Sri Guru Charan Saroja Raj Nijamunam. That was so simple. But such a simple composition of Ramayan, and the composer Tulsidas Ji, he did compositions on Shiva in such a high-class Sanskrit. Such a high-class Sanskrit. Advaitic Sanskrit. Namami, Rudrashtakam. Most of you know that, probably. Namami Shamishana. That's where he talks about Saguna Nirguna. Namami Shamishana Nirvana Rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda Swarupam. He is the Vedas. Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham Nirakaram Omkaramulam Turiyam. Turiyam. Who is that Shiva? He is the fourth state of consciousness in you. And that's where the Vedas came from. So the rishis went into a state of samadhi, cognized the Vedas, and they spoke it out. Because they cognized it, that's why they're called seers. And the one who saw. They're not called poets. They're not called composers. They're not called novelists. No, they didn't go and sit under a tree, write the Veda. They didn't take a pencil and paper and sit on a table like we are doing and write this. No. Swami Vivekananda beautifully puts it. Vedas came from the silence of samadhi. They are not an outpour of emotion, or there's not an explosion of intellect. No, beyond the intellect, beyond emotion. Manobuddhyahankara chittaninaham chidananda rupam sivoham sivoham. When he was in front of his guru as a 12-year-old boy, he went all the way from Kaladi simply because somebody, these days, all kind of upstarts and smarties are there. Oh, did Adi Shankara have a guru? So why should I have a guru? So just to establish a tradition, just to respect a tradition, he walked all the way from Kaladi to Madhya Pradesh, Omkareshwar, where Govinda Padacharya was there, Guru Govinda Padacharya. So he walked all the way to his guru, 2,000 miles. He covered it in 2 months. This is, I'm talking about, what, 8th century? How long ago was this? It's just forests, jungles, animals, weather. A 12-year-old boy, these days to go to a supermarket to buy some grocery, you just jump in a two-wheeler and drive. He walked this. Why? He did this for Sanatana Dharma. He did this for us. But for him, all of us today would be with the shaven head, following different paths, different religions. And he did it. So if he did 2,000 miles in 2 months, 60 days, how many miles he walked every day?
For me, 7 or 8 kilometers per day.
Oh, no, more than that. 2,000 miles, 60 days. Anyway, so that's about 30 miles, close to 30 miles a day. Nobody to treat him if he was sick. Now, coming back to what I wanted to say, so when he reached Narmada, Narmada was in full spate, in flood, like these days, like Bombay is or Chennai is. It was in fully flood. You need a Shankaracharya to bring a commando and contain the flood in all these cities now. So when there, Narmada was in flood, and on the other shore, Shankaracharya is, Govinda Padacharya, is Bhagavad Padacharya is in deep samadhi in a little cave. That cave is still there. If you go to Omkareshwar, don't forget to visit that cave where Govinda Padacharya and Shankaracharya met. So he is in deep samadhi. All the disciples of Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya are so distraught that the guru is going to be swept away in the flood, in a while, because the flood water is rising. Somebody embezzled all the money that was given for water drainage. So the flood water was rising. So there was distraught. Shankaracharya sees all this drama from the other side. So picks up his kamandal, contains the whole Narmada flood in his kamandal, walks across. And all his disciples are so excited, so happy that you saved our guru. They jump up and down in all this halchal. Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya woke up from his samadhi. Says, what's going on here? Kya halchal ho raha hai idhar? Disciples said, Ye balak ne aapka bacha diya, balak ne aapka bacha. This little boy saved you. So Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya opens his eyes and looks down upon this little boy and says, who are you? So when he was asked who he was, Adi Shankara didn't say who he was. What did he say? He said who he was not. Mano buddhyahankara chitta ninaham. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. I'm not the chitta. I'm not the I that I think I am. Ahankara doesn't mean here gamand or garvam or arrogance. No. Ahankara here means that I that you think that you are. That I'm 5 feet 10, I'm 5 feet 5, I'm fair, I'm dark, I'm fat, I'm skinny. That's I you think that you are. Is that your real I? No way. When you're 3-year-old, were you 5 feet? But you thought you were there. That was you. When you're 6-year-old, were you 3 feet? You thought that was you. So whatever you thought you were in every stage of your life kept changing all the time. So the I that you think that you are, that's not you. So the real I is the I that has absolutely no superimpositions on it, no coloration on it. So he said, I'm not the mind, I'm not the buddhi, I'm not the chitta, I'm not even the I that I think I am. अरे छोटे बच्चा, आप तो बोलते जा रहे हो तुम कौन नहीं हो, ये तो बताओ कि तुम कौन हो. You keep telling me who you are not, but please tell me who you are. And he said, Sivoham. Chitananda Rupam Sivoham. Now, what did he say? What did he do for the rest of his life? Sivoham, Aham Shivaha. That's what he said. When his guru asked him for the first time, who are you? The answer was, Aham Shivaha, Shivoham, Shivoham, Chitananda. He even put adjectives on it. Chitananda Rupam, Sivoham, Sivoham. But what did he do for the rest of the life? Aham Brahmasmi. Tattvamasi. I am Atma Brahma. Sarvam Kalidam Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma. That's what he was drumming. Vedanta Dindima. Dun, 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 dun. Aham Brahmasmi. So was he telling the truth at 12 years old, or was he telling the truth when he was doing this rest of his life? Sivoham, that's the truth. So why did he say all this later? Because the purpose of his incarnation was to unite all the Hindus. He need to come back again these days now. Purpose of his incarnation was to unite the Hindus. They were into 6 divisions. Shaivites, Vaishnavites, Shaktams, Saurashtrams from Gujarat, Sauram, Ghanapatyam from Maharashtra, Kaumaram from Tamil Nadu. All these 6 branches fighting with each other. So if he had said, Sivoham, you think Iyengar would accept it? No. The purpose of incarnation was to unite all these 6 divisions. That's why we call him Shanmata Stapakar. So he sang hymns upon every deity. Subramanya Bhujangam, Bhajagovindam, and then Ganesha Pancharatnam, every deity, and everybody, you say they're all Brahman, ultimately. So they all could unite under that one umbrella of Brahman, ultimate reality. But that ultimate reality is nothing but Lord Shiva. The Vedas themselves tell you this. Later on, in some other time, I'll explain this. So it's from that field of Shuddha Chaitana, the 4th state of consciousness, the Vedas came. Vedas themselves tell you this. Riksha Akshare E Parame E Vyoman. Vedas tell you where they are. So we are not in the books, we are not in the palm leaves, we are not in the printed matter, but where are you, Vedas? The rikshas and the aksharas, parame vyoman, they are beyond the beyond. Beyond what? Mind, intellect, beyond the mind. So the Lord, 4th state of consciousness, is beyond all this. So that's where the Vedas are. Riksho, Akshare, Parame Vyoman, what else is there? Yasmin Deva Adi Vishve Nisheduhu. All the Devis and Devatas of not Tamil Nadu, not Karnataka, not Maharashtra, not Pune, not Bombay, not Chennai, not Bengaluru, not Andhra, not UP, not Bihar, not Bengal, or Himachal Pradesh, whatever the states are keep coming. So the Devis and Devatas of not only India, not only the world, of all the entire cosmos, Yasmin Deva, the Vishve Nishedu. The Devis and Devatas, all these cosmic intelligences, that's where they are. Where? Beyond. Parame Vyoman. Where they are, the Vedas are there, and the Devis and the divine ones are there. Where do you think we got all these pictures of the deities? The rishis went in there and saw these deities and told us this is how they are. So then the artists wrote it. Same way the rishis went there and cognized the Vedas. Riksha Akshare Paramya Vyoman. Yasmin Devadi Vishwe Nisheduho. That's where they are. This is a statement. And then the Vedas tell you in the second line, the second part. Yes, the na Veda. If you do not know this, na Ved means to know. The with the root Sanskrit with is to know, from where all these words came, Vidyalaya, Veda, all this. So, yes, the na Veda, one who does not know this, know what? That the Vedas are beyond mind and intellect. They are in the transcendental field. They are in Shuddha Chetana. If he doesn't know this, what the Vedas can do for him? Nothing. So therefore, if you don't know this, close your Vedic book, close your palm leaf, and go away. But this truth is lost. They are chanting Vedas like a parrot, like Ramanji said last time, for a livelihood. How many know what they're chanting? No. Therefore, the reason I'm saying this, so the Vedas called Apaurisheya. Apaurisheya means of non-human origin. Non-human is what? When the Shuddha Chetana, which Shuddha Chetana is field of consciousness, it's not you. You know that where that I that you think you are is not there anymore. There's no individualization there. So they came from the field of consciousness. And therefore, the way that the Rishi cognized it, that's the way he chanted it. So the disciples heard it. I'm coming back to where I started. That's why it's called Shruti. Then he memorized it, Smriti. Then the Vedic concepts, Vedic message need to go to people that don't understand Sanskrit. Therefore, they were given in the form of Purana stories. So that's why Shruti, Smriti, Purananam. So where does it all start? Shruti. So my point is, when you learn this class, you're not going to learn from a book. You're not going to learn from computer screen. You need to learn from your own ears. Shruti. Like I said in that talk, 15-minute talk, when you grow up, when you're a baby and grow up into a child, how did you learn that language? Did you read a book to speak Tamil or Hindi or Telugu or Kannada or any language? No. You heard your mother speak it. You heard your father speak it. You heard your siblings speak it. If you're the elder one, sorry. You heard your father and mother and uncle speak it. Then if you're the elder one, then your siblings who came after you, they heard you and started talking like you did. So Vedas, like language, learned listening, Shruti. Same way you all learn film songs. How many of you picked up a song book of, Sholay, film? Where is the song book for Sholay? Or where is the song book for Mary Nam Joker? Arey bhai, jara dekh ke chalo, aage bhi nahi, piche bhi. How many of you picked up a book and learned that song? No. You heard it. Same way, you have to learn the Vedas. Hear it. Hearing is more important. That's why I'm spending so much time, because the Vedas were not written in books. Vedas were not in printed matter. Vedas came from a field of consciousness and they were heard, Shrutis. Therefore, hear the way it is chanted and then memorize the way it is chanted. Then you chant back and check yourself during all these classes. And now you're learning the Vedas. And this is Sakshat Paratpara Parameshwara. Omkaradi samasta mantra janakam. When they describe the fifth phase of Lord Shiva, this is how they describe it. Vyakta vyakta nirupitincha paramam shatrim satatvadikam tasmad uttara tattvam aksharamiti dhyayam sada yogibhihi omkaradi samasta mantra janakam Sukshmati sukshmam param vande panchamameshwarasya vadanam kavyapi tejo mayam. Fifth phase of Lord Shiva. They describe all the four other phases. Tatpurusham, Aghoram, Sadhyojatam, Vamadevam. Then the Urdhvamukam, Ishanam. This is how it's described. He is the unmanifest, Avyaktam. Like I said, fourth state of consciousness. That unmanifest nothingness manifested into all this cosmic creation. From nothing came out everything. And everything will go back into nothing. This is quantum physics. Where we talk about, in physics, we talk about this quantum field, where there's no matter, but only virtual particle. What is virtual? Something that doesn't exist. Like an image in a mirror. Can you catch hold of it? No. It's virtual image. So quantum physics talk about virtual particles, means there's nothingness. Everything exists there, but doesn't exist there. Vyakta, Vedas have said, Vedas are beyond quantum physics. Vyakta, Vyakta, Nirupitancha Paramam. So how did that unmanifest become manifest? Through 36 tattvas. Shatram Satatvadikam. Therefore, the yogis meditate upon you, O Lord Shiva, as the highest tattva. Uttara tattva, highest tattva. Vyakta vyakta nirupitancha paramam shatrim cha tattvadikam tasmad uttara tattvam aksharam iti dhyayam sada yogibhihi. Listen to this part. Omkaradi samasta mantra janakam. From Omkara, what we call mantra mahodadi, the ocean of mantras came from your fifth phase, Lord Shiva. Nangu Vedamamanavan. All the Nayanmars describe him like that. Nayanmars accepted the Vedas. The Tirumurai, the word Veda, there's so many, there's about 20% of the entire Tirumurai is nothing but Vedas. How can you, this so fanatic, crazy political thing, how can you dissociate Shiva from the Vedas or Sanskrit? The two eyes, Tamil and Sanskrit. Anyway, let me not go there now. Sorry. So, Omkaradi samasta mantra janakam. Where are you? Sukshma ati sukshmam param. You are sukshma, you are ati sukshma, and you are then beyond the beyond. Quantum physics. This is what Avayar said. 90-year-old lady from Tamil Nadu talked quantum physics centuries ago. Anuvirku anuvai appalukku appalai. Anuvirku anuvai. When you break an element, go to molecule, gold molecule, you break a gold molecule, then it's atoms. Or copper molecule, you break it, then it's atoms. Water molecule, H2O, you break it, then it's only hydrogen atom and oxygen atom. Then you break the atom, Anuvirkappa Anuvai. Then you go to the nucleus, then the final protons, then the protons, neutrons, then the finer particles inside, and keep going. You come to the quantum level, appalukkappalai, anuvirku anuvai, appalukkappalai, beyond the beyond quantum physics. So that's where the Vedas came from. And the way that we preserved them is by listening and memorizing Shruti and Smriti. And the Vedas, the way they were chanted 1,000 years ago when they did a Kumbhabhishekam for Tanjore, big temple, Brihadeshwara temple, 1,000 years ago, when 200 years ago, 1,200 years ago. The Vedas were chanted the same way they are chanted today. Language didn't change over time. Language changes, Tamil changes. Tamil is not what you're speaking today, or Hindi what you're speaking today, or Marathi what you're speaking today is not the Marathi that was spoken 50 years ago or 100 years ago. Your children speak your language in a different way, thanks to the TV. What you hear Tamil in these days, TV is not even Tamil. So the language, spoken language changes. I gave in my talk a solid example. Like if you hear the Sri Lankan speak Tamil, you won't recognize it if you're from Tamil Nadu. Enna kadakira? What do you understand? Never heard that word kadakira. Kadakira means what are you speaking? Because that's a Tamil they went that went with on the ship with them, and they got stuck with that. But the Tamil in Tamil Nadu developed. Same way with all the languages, whether it's Telugu, Hindi, whatever. But the Vedas don't change. Same way 1,000 years ago, today is chanted. And that's why it's so important to hear it. And whether I'm chanting Krishna Yajurveda in Kerala or Karnataka or Andhra or Telangana or Uttar Pradesh or Timbuktu, doesn't matter. It will be the same. Whether it's a Krishna Yajurvedi from Kerala chanting Rudram, it will be the same. Krishna Yajurvedi from Andhra, same. Karnataka, same. Challakere brothers chant the same way as Durga Swami will chant from Tamil Nadu. No difference. So there are two things, like I mentioned in my talk that most of you heard in the homework. There are two legs to learning this. One is the pronunciation, other is the intonation. The pronunciation is very important because, unfortunately, in Tamil, those of you from Tamil Nadu, and if you're not familiar with Sanskrit, it's a little hard because Tamil we have only one ta, one pa, one ta, one cha. And depending upon the context where you use it, it changes pronunciation. It's pa or ba, depending upon where it's used. But then luckily, if you're from Andhra Pradesh or Karnataka or North India, you are familiar with all the four variations of a letter. So that you have to pay attention. Pronunciation is very important. And number two, the intonation. So intonation, I made it very simple for you. We don't want to get into two complications. Only two categories. The Udatta category and the Swarita category. So Udatta category and the Swarita category. So Udatta, there's only two. Udatta and Udatta. And the Swarita, only two. Swarita and Dirgha Swarita. Don't be bogged down by the technicalities, technical words. It's very simple. Udatta means normal. No change. You chant it the way it is written, normal. But Anudatta means underscore. There's an underscore in the print. Underscore means it's low intonation. So under, low. Anudatta, under, low. Swarita is higher. One matra higher. Dirgha Swarita, little elongated. Om Namo Bhagavate, Bhagavate, that is Swarita. Right? So I'll give you solid examples now. So these are the two you need to know. So the pronunciation and the intonation, they're very important for the Vedas. These are the two legs that the Vedas stand upon. So pay attention to those when you learn. And I cannot overemphasize this again. In Tamil, we say Mudal Konal, Mutrum Konal. I have known people who learnt it the wrong way 30 years ago here in USA. I've been here since 1980, 82, I left India. So we had a temple in the starting phase. We used to go and chant Rudram there. The people who made mistake 30 years ago, today I see them with the same mistakes. Vadal Konal Mutrum. Once you make a mistake, learn it the wrong way, sticks to you for the rest of your life. Why? Because there's a line in your brain already. So learn it correctly right in the beginning. Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Jatraha Sthirairangai Dirgha Swaritam here. Sthirairangai that's how Dirgha Swarita will go. Sthirairangai Sastanubhi. When you see a half moon with a dot on it, it should be gum. That you would see it in Rudram also. Sthirairangai Tushtvagam Sastanubhi. Sthirairangai Tushtvagam Sastanubhi. Yashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Let us spend the rest of our lives for the sake of the divine ones. Devahitam Yadayuhu Vyashema. Let us serve the cause of the divine with the strong limbs. That's a prayer for every Hindu. Serve the cause of the divine, not serve the cause of your own self. Swasti na indro vruddashravaha swasti na pusha visvavedaha swasti nastarksho arishtanemihi swasti no brihaspatirdhadatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om